beautiful daughter, Kayla Hamilton, was murdered by an MS-13 member in 2022.
She thought she was safe in her own home, but just hours after a new roommate moved in, everything changed. What investigators later discovered, from a chilling voicemail to a shocking confession, will leave you stunned. On July 27, 2022, in Aberdeen, Maryland, 20-year-old Kayla Hamilton's life was taken in a case that shocked an entire community and the person responsible. Someone who had just entered her home that same day. That morning seemed normal. Kayla was at home, going about her day. But behind the scenes, a new roommate had just moved in, a 16-year-old named Walter Martinez. No one knew much about him. No one suspected what would happen next. Just hours later, Kayla's boyfriend, Enrique, arrived at the house. What he found would haunt him forever. Kayla was lying on the floor, unresponsive. Her hands were bound. In panic, Enrique tried to save her. He performed CPR, hopping for any sign of life, but it was already too late as police arrived and began their investigation. One detail quickly stood out: a voicemail Kayla had left Enrique earlier that morning at exactly 11:03 a.m. She had called him, but she never spoke. Instead, the voicemail captured something chilling, disturbing sounds in the background, sounds investigators would later determine were the final moments of her life. At first, Enrique believed there might have been more than one attacker, but as detectives analyzed the audio more closely, they realized something even more unsettling. There was only one voice. Meanwhile, detectives began questioning everyone in the house. That's when they learned about the new roommate, Walter Martinez. He had moved in that very morning, and now he was nowhere to be found. The search didn't take long. Police located Martinez nearby and brought him in for questioning. But during the interrogation, he stayed calm, almost too calm. He denied everything, claiming he had been out with his brother the entire time. But something didn't add up as investigators dug deeper. The evidence began to tell a different story. DNA found at the scene linked Martinez directly to the crime. And then came a discovery no one expected while in custody. Martinez wrote a letter to a pastor, a letter where he admitted not just to this crime, but to multiple murders. The truth was now undeniable. The person who had entered Kayla's home just hours earlier was the one responsible for ending her life in August 2024. Martinez finally pleaded guilty to first-degree murder. The court sentenced him to 70 years in prison, followed by probation and eventual deportation. But for Kayla's family, the pain didn't end there. They took legal action, filing a massive lawsuit against the Department of Homeland Security, arguing that Martinez should never have been allowed into the country due to known gang ties for them. This wasn't just about justice, it was about accountability. A young life lost, a family forever changed, and a case that raises difficult questions about safety, responsibility, and trust. If this story impacted you, let me know your thoughts below. And stay tuned for more cases that uncover the truth behind headlines.